Yo, 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 what's going on, people? It's your boy RebelliousTee, and we're back with another Stanley's parable. Man, I almost forgot the game I played still. But yeah, man, we're back to part 2. Obviously, my stream got cut off last night, but I'm looking to find out if I can complete the game or if there's more endings. You get me? So we're just gonna jump straight to it. If you're new to the channel, hit that like, subscribe to the thing if you like this kind of content or some of my shit on my videos. You get me? Otherwise, let's get it. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Just before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you've booted up the game. A lot of people don't take this step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 o'clock and call it a day. Okay? But you can actually you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know that you care about this experience. You're paying attention. Of course, my G. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you've set in are correct. They are, bro. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see this screen, just set the clock to your favorite time. My favorite time? Go ahead, pick whichever time you want. Even if it's not the correct time, you've earned it. What are you on about? Alright, I'll let you get back to the video game now. Shit. This nigga. Okay, we're off to a mad start still. I don't know what that was about still. Stanley's Parable 2. We're back.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Bro, we're ready.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427
We've
and
been
he
through all
pushed
of this
buttons
already,
on the
so
keyboard.
we're just gonna watch it.
Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soothing, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Get me. Let me move back into the thing, bro. Okay, so we're back at this new weird place.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There must be a clue or something in here, bro.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Exactly. I'm trying to find something I can grab or whatever, you get me? The balloons. You know what? I've got a theory in it. Like, do you know in that video room that we was in? I want to see what numbers were like the fired niggas, and if I see if I can find the doors, see if something can happen. I don't know. It's just a little guess. Cause how'd you get through there?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
No, it didn't, but it was one thing to just check. Last time we took the bucket, we didn't go. In fact, let me do this. See if we can use it somewhere else.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
Of course, bro. Get me.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Let's see. We'll go
This
to the
was
right.
not the correct way to the meeting room.
We did
but
this
Stanley
the
had
first
felt
time
the bucket
anyways.
calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Hey, oh, I thought something happened then.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better? No.
No.
Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley
it
took
was.
the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Did I? Nigga, I want to see more of this shit.
Said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
That shit me up. Go to the cargo lift. What's this sort of thing? Can I go up there? Okay. Nothing. My man really said, no, go to the cargo lift. Okay, let's go.
Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact.
Nah, nigga, I'm thinking about it.
He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
We have to think
In
about...
here,
said the bucket.
go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed
dark room?
blindly.
What dark room, bro? What dark room? Is it in here? Okay. Have we been here, chat? I don't think I've been here. Okay. The dark room, bro. Here goes nothing.
Now pick up the phone,
said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Are you sure? Cause that other door wouldn't let you get out, though. Still. Alright, let's pick it up. The blindness. Alright, come on.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Oh. Alright. 427B. Can I go in now? Hello? Wife, where are you? What am I supposed to do in here? Okay. The doors are not gudging, so what did it say I need to do in here? I'm pressing X on everything, bro. Okay. This. Oh, the bucket. Hello, Stanley. It's me, your bucket. Press X to take me to work with you.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Thought so. Wait. So, I'm back here, but... Okay. So, the bucket's not here, no. Do I go back to my office? Okay, let's go. Hey, little nigga. Take me back home with you.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Try, ask me. Go back to work.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley,
bucket.
Can you hear me? Listen to me. It's
Right.
just a bucket. It can't think, it can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
But it can protect me from the rain. Don't listen to the bucket. Oh, to the loud man. Just go. Nah. What if we stay? I'm guessing it won't let us stay. There's nothing here, so we just go.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time, it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now
No,
all
I
he
didn't
cares
trust
about is his awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
Because you've used me, bro.
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket.
Where's man like bucket? Oh, is
Well, I'll
it?
give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
It does, yo. You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley?
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average
I hope
hardware
he's
store
not thinking
bucket.
of mashing the
It's just a little
bucket,
more,
bro. Because that's a
what
bit
am I trying
mad.
to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting
Come on,
liquid.
Netflix and chill
Like
with
it
me,
would be
Stanley.
better at
Nah,
moving an
nigga.
amount of water from one
I don't do
room
that
to
shit.
another.
First nigga ain't got no legs. So that damn sure know I got no third leg. To relive the same day with me over and over and over and over. I want to do that, bro. That's sad. But I got no choice. Fuck it.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
Bro, it's more than a bucket.
Oh no. I'm having feelings for the bucket. No. What's going on?
Stanley.
Why do I want to be with the bucket?
Bro.
Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything
What
it
the hell
asks.
is this,
What's
bro?
wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
Stanley, bro, don't think you're doing what I think you're gonna do. He's gonna mash the bucket. Bro, nah, don't tell me this, bro. Nah. Bro, Stanley's gonna mash the bucket, bro. Nah, that's crazy. Candles and everything. I don't even feel right doing this, bro. Who set the candles up? Bruh. I'm gonna have to mash the bucket, bro. Oh, fuck it. Yeah, okay. Just Just like that, just like that.
Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley.
No.
I need it. Give it to me now. Give
No.
it or I'll...
She's mine. Oh, mine. Go back. No. I'm in love with a bucket. I'm in love with a bucket. I'm in love with a bucket. Alright. Golly, I hope that was just a nightmare. I don't really want to mash bucket.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. No bucket here. Okay, the bucket's there, but we're gonna ignore the bucket. That was way too much action for no reason, bro. If there's balloons and buckets, that means that they have that machine thing that we're seeing in the like content thing. Okay, let's see. We'll try to find the machine, that trophy machine.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Bro, we have an intimate
Stanley
relationship
clutched the
now,
bucket
bro.
tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Yeah. With a bucket with me, no one can mess with me. Okay. Oh, okay, this is the same. Warehouse access plan. Use one plan to allow ease of access of fast food. Construct a bridge to allow collect of shiny flow. Shiny flow. Warehouse access plan. Okay. Retrieve Chris's remains from the warehouse floor. So these must be clues or something, cause now I just got large room with boxes. I was in a large room with boxes, but I didn't see anything. One of them statues, the fig leaves. Somewhere both red and blue. Okay. Somewhere both.
Coming to a
red
staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Yeah, we're checking every single door, bro. What new poetry over here? Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the bosses suffer losses, then oh yeah, we've already know that, bro. We know that thing, bro. We know that. Alright, let's go in here. Okay, this is now opening again. Can I go anywhere with a bucket in here? Let's see. Pressed up. This looks different. Or is it still the same? I press up, let's see. Ooh. We're back to this side. Okay. It's not doing anything. Hey. Stop. Alright. Ain't nothing changed. The bus is still the bus. Hey, jerk you.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire.
What was that code now?
Soothing presence of the bucket.
2845?
Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the... But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
Yeah,
Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, This is certainly the most logical explanation.
It has to be, bro. Okay. We need to be more vigilant. We need that figgly, bro. We need the figglies. Let's go. What if I try and escape with the bucket? Would I die?
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Pow, pow.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
But we're gonna go left. Let's see.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
I wonder what happens if I'm with the bucket, though.
The door behind them was not shut.
Yeah,
Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Nigga, I ain't turning around for shit.
At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Uh-huh. That's how we roll, bro. It's that dog in me. Alright, let's go. Wee. E. Come on, rest. What? Is it done by now? Strong knees, bro. The thing starts moving. Bucket, we had a great
As the
time.
machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be.
It wasn't meaningless,
it puts
bro.
the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket. But what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere.
Nigga,
Farewell,
please.
Stanley.
I'm the main character of the show, bro. I can never die.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral
Yeah, it's a
instant,
cruel way
the
to die,
bucket's
though,
life
so.
came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
Alright, we're back. Stanley's Parabol.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest.
Right, this is a
it was a
different
glorious
ending.
bucket to behold.
This is a different ending. The bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the prison. Nah, we're not gonna read that. Read that, chat. Yeah. I'm paying attention, but yeah.
Can you see how arrogant
I
it
just
was
like
for
the
Stanley to
experience.
take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the
on.
hubris that blinded him? Can you
didn't
see
blind me
that the
for
bucket
shit.
is far more noble than Stanley will ever be
Got a
in
little
his
back
short
on it as well.
life?
Look at it. See you later, bucket. Oh shit. Okay. A bucket with two handles. This bucket is a depict as having two handles. Let's go. 25 buckets, bro. That's actually a good shot. I ain't gonna lie. It's a nice thingy shot of the camera in there. Okay. Oh, what's this? Auntie or Nana? Inferno bucket, a replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Okay, that's pretty good still. Oh. Oh. Cave drawing. All of that. Yeah.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Is it? No, the bucket should kneel before me. At the end of the day, it knows what I did to it. Quagmire style. The hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance inevitably is for our own good. Oh, I was about to drop. Oh, okay, I meant to drop. Have I seen everything? Forget. Let's go, Geronimo. Whoa.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
Okay.
Let
no.
Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take his place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world,
this
a
is
new
it for
vision.
real. I was a bit grim still, like, what? The end is never the end. I keep seeing that shit, bruh. I keep saying it's never the end. One second, chat. Alright, Stanley came back in. It's a different picture every time. I swear it is.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I still want the bucket. No, let's listen to him. Let's just listen to him. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. Enter the door on the left. This changes. Blah, blah, blah.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
We'll go down there in a bit with the bucket and see what happens. Because I've only been down there without the bucket. Ooh, man. Ooh. Yeah. So I guess they want us to see something like this. Alright. Let's see.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
I randomly pressed the
by
button.
simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct
Open
code
sesame.
by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay, so we're gonna go into the mind control room and then check if there's any, like, what numbers the actual fired guys are. I don't think there's nothing, but I'm just guessing. I'm just trying to use my IQ, you know. Hello, dings. Hello, dings.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read
Yeah.
Mind Control Facility.
Press the buzzer.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
Right.
Did he
One
have
nigga
the
that's fired, I
strength
know it's
to
this
find
one
out?
here. It's around here somewhere. Last time it was up there. Is that anywhere else I need to... Oh, shit. I'm getting sidetracked.
Now the monitors jumped to life,
So,
their true
104
nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the
and
building,
601.
Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals
else?
reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where
Anyone
freedom
else?
meant nothing.
Just 104 and 601. Damn, we got 601 employees that just been controlled.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really
Private.
been under someone's control all
What's
this
down
time?
there?
Was this the only reason he was
1797.
happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
164. 464. Before 464 and 465, there's a private room. 104 and 601.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it
Yes,
even
it
possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
I mean, I am dead.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay. So, if we turn the power off, it should make us go out. Because we tried it with a bucket and it didn't let us go out before. Does this, bro? As Stanley gazed in front of him.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had
That's
his
what I'm
co-workers
thinking.
gone?
So,
how had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight
Yeah, I
streamed
wondered.
into the chamber,
We must
he
do something with
realized
a
none of
bucket.
this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been
there's a
seeking,
room where you go
but
down.
happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand,
Okay.
but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Hurry up and go, bro. Let me get out.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin.
I felt
the feeling
that,
of liberation. The immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Psych. Was he? Until he woke up. Oh, okay, so I'm starting to get it. Every time I finish like a thing, it says the end is never the end. Otherwise, if it's loading, it either goes black or it says loading. Obviously it says loading there, but it says the end is never ending. Anyways, okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I didn't even know. You can't jump. I earned a trophy saying you can't jump. Oh. Oh, meeting today in the meeting room. Okay. So we'll grab the bucket.
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled.
Yeah.
He'd never be alone again. Not truly alone. Not with the bucket around.
Alright. Where's that green? Where's that stain? Yeah, there's a stain there. I went in here.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest
and
and entered the door on his left.
I go through. So we need to look for a large room with lots of boxes and somewhere red and blue. We need to look for the red and blue thing. Small floating object that appeared there. Questions to do this. I did find one near a toilet. And it says my clue. I didn't clock onto this. Where are they? Please do not leave the office before reporting back to any of my new findings. Teamwork of... Okay, that's not it. Help me out. What are these rooms? I definitely seen it in this picture and that one, that first one. Okay. Room closet. Was I able to do that in the first place?
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you?
No.
The aura of jealousy.
She's mine.
It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies.
No.
Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket.
She's
I know
mine.
how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons. But even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient?
It's not,
that
it's
your
real.
life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never...
Understand us.
Go on, Stanley. Lay into it.
No.
Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety
All
of
you
experiences
niggas are jealous
you and the
of me
bucket
and
have
the
shared
bucket.
together.
You're
Go
just
through
jealous
each
you
of
couldn't
them
get the
point by
pie.
point.
You get me?
Share your
She's
journal
getting it.
entries detailing
Look
the
at
rich
you, sat
emotional
on the
landscape
wall.
of your feelings
You,
for the bucket
yellow.
as they have changed and evolved over the
You're
years.
just some anything.
Let him have
You
it.
get me? You just, yeah. I'm out. With my bucket.
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all.
Okay.
Here we go. There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
No, we went downstairs. I just opened a broom closet, so anything with writing on it I can open. So we found that other one down here.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort.
Me in a loop again.
And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. Now he felt himself floating off the ground.
Where's my bucket gone?
Gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling.
Gonna have to lick some speed.
Stanley, it's
Where are you, babe?
the bucket.
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his special bucket.
Babe!
Come to me, Stanley.
Bucky!
Find me.
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly,
have you seen Bucky?
Dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from.
No.
The real bucket was inside of him all along.
No,
it was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
I'm dead.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Mariella.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course,
so
she had no time for this.
By the bucket.
There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to work.
It doesn't. The end. Okay, I think we're on 3 endings now. With the bucket, 3 endings, bro. We might have some more. We'll try that room where you turn left and then you go downstairs. Alright, let's go.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries?
That's
Did something
different.
crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
Now says the property of Stanley.
The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together.
Come on. We do this, B.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him
I
that
need
the
to pay
employee
attention.
lounge was simply the place to be.
4B9. What is it? Oh, before it says something. So why did the closet room open?
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
No.
Never mind.
No, it
The
wasn't.
bucket was wrong.
It wasn't correct.
Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the... And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
No, we're going down here with the bucket. We're gonna see what it's saying down here. The end is dead. What?
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
The fuck? Broom. Why is there Godzilla looking
You see,
ass
your
baby
friends
in
and
the
I are
thing, bro?
concerned
What
for
the
you,
fuck?
Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much.
You
It's
might
this
not
bucket
having
you're
an
carrying
intervention
around
on
everywhere.
me, bro.
The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you
What,
the
so is
bucket,
this-
but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Bro, is this Stanley's Parable 2 then? Because talking about Broom Closet, old things, so this must be it. Can I open this? Come here with us, Bucky, come here. Oh, you might are not saying shit no more. Yeah, that's what I thought. Alright. So, what's this whole thing with a baby? Some big ass kids just chilling.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
We're on another adventure and we're already on another adventure. On another. We're going.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you
on.
remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this.
Oh, you want me to
But
take
if we want to
drugs?
do that, you're going to have to give something up.
Whoa, not the bucket. I'll give away my. No, I'm joking. Alright. This is all new, this. Going down there. It's got some creepy feel to it. Okay.
Don't you get it, Stanley?
No.
We need to get rid of the bucket. That's
Why?
why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This
What's
is the
that?
Bucket Destroyer.
No, we're not doing that.
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the
that?
cast all along. Don't you agree?
Oh, the gates are closed.
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does?
No.
Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
I guess I got no choice. Bucket.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the bucket destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters?
Why
Well, you
is the
see,
floor shaking?
if you were to really explore the bucket destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about?
Why is it
the
shaking?
broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of bucket destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the bucket destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the bucket destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry!
No! We're not getting rid of the bucket. Loyalty to the team, bruh.
The bucket destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spell-binding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Not like the bucket, though. The bucket is ultra magnificent. If we get the bucket again, we might have to destroy it and see how it goes still. Oh. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Nigga, I don't know where the meeting room is from. Is it like...
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Nigga, it didn't advance the story in any way, but you just see what just happened there. Got the bucket.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together.
Welcome to the
would
whiteboard
be perfectly
ending.
fine with him.
The whiteboard ending. Is that it? Dog mode. Oh. Dog mode is on. I don't know what that is. What does that do? Are we gonna see a duck? Okay.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Is there more entrances to the right? No. Okay. Why was that one place different? There will be a reward. There will be a reward if for finding them all. Why spending figurines? Our data, money. Someone in cargo room. What we forgot, what we know. Okay. Saw one in cargo room. What? Why would you? Oh god. So every time I click now as a dog. What the? Gonna give it to you. What fuck? On. Gonna give it to you. Knock. Open up this day here. What? Knock here. Nothing in here.
All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate.
Okay.
You see? I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure
This
whether the
nigga's
thing you're
mocking
holding
me, bro.
is a bucket or not, you can look down. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the
You
boss's
waffled a lot,
office.
bro. I didn't have time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. I just like opening these, bro.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again
Oh, I
stunned
could get
to
out.
discover not an indication of any human
I want
life.
to try and get out of
Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
It
Was
wasn't
it
luck,
the
bro.
bucket knew all along?
I've been there,
Was
done
the
that.
bucket guiding him?
Got a reward for
Yes,
it.
this is certainly the most logical explanation.
I mean, my bucket knows how to behave, yo. She can get replaced, you know what I mean? You see how many buckets I've seen before? But this one's my bitch. Stanley's property. Loadings. Pa.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
We did do that. Oh yeah,
The
that
lights
echo.
rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs.
Yeah.
The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly
Close
burst
your
into
eyes,
tears
Bucky.
as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Everything's fine. We're gonna escape this bitch.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the
No.
bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do?
It
What
did it on
kinds
a-
of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place?
You
These
don't wanna
questions
know about
raced
that, bro.
furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
I've already seen what
No!
the bucket can do,
He
bro.
screamed into the bucket. He
all
couldn't
right, it's all
accept
right.
it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket. But here was the proof.
gang.
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very
I wonder
place.
if it kills
And
us
as the
with
cold
this.
reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over. But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power
She
for
used
itself?
me.
How could the bucket have betrayed him like this?
How?
Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. birds. Silly, silly birds. The control buttons became active again.
Okay. So I got one that's flying. Is that a? That looks like a different bird. They've been telling me go left all this time. I'll go with a peaceful bird. Oh, flamingos. Nice.
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along?
Look at that.
Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
I'm content now, Bucky. We don't have to leave. We still need to find this red and blue. Yeah, is it red and green or red and blue place? With the fig leaves. Oh, it's a different color now.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Am I missing anything? The thing's not going ho ho ho. Await an import. Are we gonna take the bucket one more time? Is there another place that we're missing?
A good bucket, a strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
If we go to the right, we get told to turn left and go straight through the meeting room. But if we go left, we go straight in the meeting room. I can't open this door. It doesn't squish. Alright.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
I know,
but Stanley
bro.
had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
No.
Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
So
And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
There's definitely... We ended up... Where did we end up when we went down here? There's definitely a room with lots of boxes that we've missed. This changes. That looks like it was near the what do you call it, where the stairs was, but we've already got that one. You got the toilet, we've already got it from there, because that's near the boss's room. red room. 416. 416. We need to look for 416. Is he gonna chuck more shit in here?
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours.
Right.
But alas, no stickers.
Okay. So
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Do the stickers mean something? We need to look for 416. Where was we then? 416. No, not that way. Okay. Is it still the same old troll shit? Okay. Money in the morning, money in the morning, money for breakfast, money, crisp. Money in the morning, money in the morning, money in the evening, money in for breakfast, money, crisp. Chick, chick, money, crisp. Yeah. I'm goofy. Alright, I want to try to beat this door. Alright, let me catch an angle.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
Let's see what happens if I don't press on it then.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
I didn't know. So how can I press a key code that I don't know?
2845.
I don't know it. You're telling it me, but I don't know it. So how can I put it in the key code if I don't know it? You're the narrator.
But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself, and Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
That's what I was talking about. Was that hard, bro? Fucking hell. About 2845, like I know the number. You know, them ones there. Alright. Red and blue. Room with big boxes. So this is gonna lead us down here.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I don't wanna do that.
Although this passageway had the word escape written, but of course, Stanley and the bucket thought better of it and realized they simply had too much to live for.
Okay. Well, I've got property of Stanley and bucket.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Alright. I've seen a baby. I've seen majority of the things. It doesn't show the content thing no more.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Employee CCTV, what is he looking at? What is that? Is that the room with the boxes? 416. We got to look for 416.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place?
So,
these questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
alright.
No! He screamed into the
416, I'm
bucket.
coming for you.
He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never!
I did something where
He
like
squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire
got to
world.
like some weird
At
numbers,
this point,
but I don't know how
he
I
could
did
trust no one except for the bucket.
Alright.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another
human life. Nigga, like, we've heard you, bro. You ain't scaring me with that shit. You know what I mean?
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness.
Oh, this is
Was
different.
it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away.
We're free.
Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end.
Yeah,
True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and to... What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
I can drop it, bro.
Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket.
I can drop
needed
the
the soothing warmth of the bucket.
Yo!
Go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? No. Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
He's back at the office. So that's like a similar ending, but it had like different wording at the end. So I don't know. I swear, like it, because the first time we had the bucket, it said something else. It said blackness. Meeting today. 427. Right, 429. 428.
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Yeah. Why have you changed the way you were speaking before? Okay. 426, 25. We're not taking a bucket. 420. Looking for 416. 17. Hmm. 416. Open up. We're looking for this.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Where is this red and blue place?
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true happiness. Then the feeling went away, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, that goes to the office. So we take this. Go through.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Is that the room full of
I
boxes?
realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting.
There it
Stanley.
is!
Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me.
How do I get through that though? There's like a tunnel. Can you see that, chat? How do we get through there? Was I supposed to jump off? Yeah. Let's see. 1, 2.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I need to time it. I believe I need to time it while it's moving. Like, I need to just go wee onto one of the platforms. You get me? I might even take the bucket with me.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
No,
perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I think I got a plan. Whoa! Hey. I just... This is different. We might be getting to the red and blue place. Why did they change this? Stanley went.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I still the same.
Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before.
This is different.
Was it this room? A connection between the two? Could a man love a room? I mean, truly, truly, deeply, madly love.
Bro, I love the bucket. You see me?
Yes.
I was out here doing a bucket.
Really, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I didn't. Right. So
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's
this is
incredible he
different
wasn't
as well.
fired years ago.
this is way different. I swear this is different. Right. So can we... Oh, okay, okay, okay. Let's go. Strong knees. And we can leave that way, yeah? Okay. We're doing this, chat. I don't know how stable this thing is, but... we got
You're
it.
getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one. And then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them. And now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
I thought you called them Figlies. Okay. Right. I'm not gonna jump down because this is a bit too high. So I think we're gonna go back. This might actually be the last ending that we found. I feel like I found enough. Yeah, chat, I think I found enough.
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path.
Oh, you want me to go down there?
So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path.
Was someone in here?
Office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path.
Narrator nigga was in here.
You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do.
Quite exciting, bro.
Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
Nigga, I didn't tell you to record me. What, is that it? We're back in the blue thing. I feel like it's trying to tell us something. We're back on the blue. G814F1.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
421.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference. Nor did it advance the story in any way.
When we opened this said that, and then we had the wolf thing. Right. So... we took the bucket, so we're not gonna take the bucket. Is it still my bucket? Yeah. We're not gonna take the bucket.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Did I though? I still wanna know where the... We'll go this way.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Shut up.
And Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Did I have the bucket when we went to the job so hard with a bleeding part? I didn't.
The lounge was grand, majestic,
Right.
perhaps too, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I wanna try something.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
So there's an exit down there. But that's a bit too high for that exit. Even though we dropped off the infinite black hole and landed. Strange. So, right, I need to time this right. So
look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Yeah.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Come on, T.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Yeah?
Someone you've forgotten about. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley left from the platform and plunged to his death.
I didn't mean
Good
to.
job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I didn't mean to do that. The end is near, the end is near, the end is near, the end is loaded near. So, we're back in
the meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
The embrace of an old friend, a weathered companionship that stands the test of time.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Yeah,
but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him,
It
telling
was
him
calling.
that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room.
That
Go
always gets
somewhere
me.
else. The cargo lift. Yeah, good,
said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this
when the
obvious
platform
fact.
is
He was
aligned
firmly
with
convinced
the
that the
yellow.
bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Come on. It does this. Aye. I don't miss things, bro. Right. Danger everywhere. I think we're about to see the red-blue thing. 2B1. Okay. Hello? Anyone down here?
No, stop. Up there on the wall, you see? There's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point.
Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
Bro, I didn't know.
What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point.
Special.
Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it.
No.
This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly.
Let me out,
so
bro.
much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
No. I want to go in here. We're not getting rid of my bucket. I'm trying not to do this shit. Is this a bucket? Okay. We found something else.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket.
The fuck?
Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket. Okay, let's begin.
Okay.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Really, nigga?
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
Yes.
Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Still looks like a bucket.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Yes. Yes.
Correct. This is a bucket.
Three out of 10. 3 out of 3.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
It's a trick question. Well, yes.
What? Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous
it's
machine that
shaped
tills
like
the
a
earth.
bucket,
I thought
bro.
this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
It looks like a bucket. It's got handles.
Is this a bucket?
Yes. Yes.
Correct. This is a bucket. Item 6.
Right.
Is this a bucket?
No, because it's toothpaste. No.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Touche.
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. Should be around here somewhere.
Why don't you bring yourself out as an item? I'll say, yeah, that's an invisible bucket.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something. And therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
Yes, because basically, check now. If nothing is a bucket, that means a bucket came from something which made it into something that it wasn't. Hence why it was nothing. So if you manifest a bucket from nothing into something, it becomes something. So yes.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is?
Yes.
Am I a bucket?
Stanley, I can't keep doing this.
Nah, you're not a
I'm
bucket
losing
because
myself, and myself was all I ever had.
I mashed
to
the
begin with.
bucket.
I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
No, don't do that.
Here we go.
Don't do that. Bucky.
What happened? Is everything
You
gone?
erased him.
Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either.
I had a bucket
this
in me.
is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
Yeah.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Click. Right. So we must go in that room without no bucket. Because if we take a bucket, it'll take us in a back room and tell us that is not a bucket, this is a bucket. But I know what a bucket is because a bucket came from nothing. And we just proved that it is something. Jeez.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Without the bucket.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Yeah.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay.
Wow, that looks nice. It's blue. Wow, yay.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I didn't see the door on the left.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Because I'm top G, bro.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
Oh yeah, I had to go
chance.
downstairs. It says no buckets allowed. Oh, so if I came here without no bucket, I would have had to come back with a bucket to get that ending. She. There we go.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
There we go, there it is.
And there it is, the last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
I mean, I was carried on the mission, you know what I mean? But, Stanley took the red door. But I'm RebelliousTee, so I take the blue door.
Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
That door's now closed. Okay. Alright. I'm legally blind.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Duh. Okay. I don't see the red dot. Going. Alright. Here goes nothing.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you
I had
see
no
that
choice.
I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
See blackness, bro. Oh. It's the same. Okay. Into the blackness I go.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
Lights. Lights, bro. Oh. What is this? Are we in space? Okay.
Here.
Oh,
yes.
shit.
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah,
if we
it is
just
nice.
stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy.
I actually feel
I
happy.
actually feel happy.
This is nice. You know what, now, rich nigga? I actually do feel happy, bro. I don't even want to leave this. Damn. Yeah, if you saw from. Oh. Golly. Can I walk? I don't want to walk off. I look sick. Oh, I can walk. Oh, no, I can't. It won't let me. This looks nice. Golly. Oh, so you're not gonna chat your shit, bro? Okay, green light. Is that gonna go up? I ain't gonna lie, this looks nice. That's pretty sick. Okay. We enjoyed ourselves. Oh, snap.
No, wait. Where are you going?
Okay. What,
right. Where were we?
Oh, you just wanna just enjoy the thing. You wanna feel happy, bro. We got a mission to go to. I'll give you like 2 seconds. Enjoy. Feel that. Yeah? Take it in. Yeah. I got a feeling that if I start going, this guy will start getting angry with me and then tell me all the bad choices again. So, and nothing else ain't coming here, bro. It's just red lights. Alright, that's it. Okay. That door's not closed. Well, it doesn't have a door, to be fair. Okay.
Oh no! Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
But the stairs are okay. It looks stable to me, bro. Alright, let's go.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Nah, bro. You'll be alright. What? He wants me to kill myself. I ain't doing none of that shit, bro. We're gonna watch that shit in a fucking... I'd rather be in like semi-heaven, bro. This guy wants me to end it. Look at that.
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there, hmm? Just stay here.
What am I meant to do here, bro? We're meant to go. If these things disappear and I see one more like light just come out, then yeah, we're gone. Yeah, they're going down. Same shit, different toilet, bro.
No! What do we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here.
What would you say after that then, if I come back?
Are you are going to stay here, aren't you?
I'm gaslighting you, bro. Look at all them things that you was doing to me before. Ha ha! I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna kill myself.
You heard me before, didn't you? You will die!
Okay.
What about this isn't getting through to you?
Nigga, I'm already dead. What about that is not getting through to you? Shit.
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
I thought about it, dreamt about it, and I'm gonna see about it.
No! Oh, thank God you lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room?
No. I told you.
No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Cause Aaliyah said, if first you don't succeed, dust it off and try again, bro. So, we're gonna repeat. This time.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
No.
My God.
I'm moving
Is
a bit
this really
slower.
how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Pretty much. Cause you was doing this to keep me sad.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But
We
I
are
guess that
getting
was too
along.
much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
My choice, my body, bro. Okay. I think this is the last time. You heard me? Unless you want me not to jump down here, you best do what I say.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm going back.
To the sad life, bro. Now I feel like we're even. Cause you was doing all that bullshit at the start. If you ain't seen it, go and watch the part 1. But yeah, man. We're even. Bitch. Alright. Oh. Oh.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the trophy? Click a door 5 times? Is that all you think a trophy is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away
1, 2,
for
3,
such
4,
little
5.
effort. A measly
1, 2, 3,
5
4, 5,
clicks.
6.
Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Bro, I've clicked it more than 20 times, bro. Let's see. 1. Oh, this one don't goosh. Is it this one? Okay.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Are you sure? How many, bro?
No. I'm still not feeling it. I want this trophy to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way no matter the cost.
Okay. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Right. 417 was here. Huh? 41. Bro, I'm not tripping. 417 was here.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines, those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
I know you got a hidden agenda, bro. I'm sorry if you wanted to see them stars and shit, but nigga, I gots to go. When Stanley found the collectibles. Oh, okay. The remembrance has changed. The memory zone. It didn't have it downstairs before, did it? Stanley Parable. Oh yeah, we've already seen this bit. Oh.
Here's where it all began.
Yeah.
The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Nah. Flying through this thing. See me. Oh, can I go down there? That's crazy. Oh, okay. Remember, this is how it started, bro. Now. What's that? Okay. This is a wall. Damn, these lights are bright, bro. Yeah, I remember.
And here was a second Stanley. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the boss's bathroom. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6.
Really?
But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
I'm one of a kind, bro. And then boss's office.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
So I got the second one from the boss's room. Then the stairs one is when I didn't go up the boss's room, when I found out about the meeting room. So it was the boss's room. I think, if my memory is good, it's the boss's room.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here, behind the boss's office. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
Okay. Third time. Oh.
Let's see. What came
Everything
next?
happens in threes, bro. What came next? Is this a trick question? Because it was the stairs. That's 3. 4th was the stairs. 5 was the boxes.
Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
No, it didn't. The non-usual doors, bro. It was definitely not here. I don't know if it's a trap or not. We'll just grab it instead. I think we got 16 or 10. They all look like it's just one same room. Okay. Then the
This was the 5th mini-stand, and this one was really something special. It was in the warehouse. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Wait.
Was right there, the main stand, the 5th one right there. It was chilling on the top of the boxes. Gave myself a high five there. Blue background came up, then some writers did. Then they said thanks for watching with the funny faces, the direct by the narrative. It's time, Stanley.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
11. Alright, do I go back? I got a feeling we gotta go down there. Why is that door open down there? Cause if he made an effort to make all of this, I should be able to at least drop at least on one of these things. Just saying. Oh shit. This place is freaking me out, bro.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others.
Isn't it?
Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other.
Come on.
Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Alright. Okay. You got that side. Oh, is it the same one? Let's see. Okay. So you told me to pick red, I'm still gonna pick blue. Get me. Alright. Oh shit. What's this? You are in the present. The past.
And then there was no more. Because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone.
Oh. Is that it?
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
Bro, I just did all of that. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't want to live in the past, bro. Oh, shit. Fuck's sake, we're gonna have to just speed run this.
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going, I want more.
Look at you. You sad guy, you're getting fun out of this, watching me do all of this shit. Yeah, I made a video.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Yes, I did. It was amazing.
Yes, I
was
love that
amazing.
video.
Yeah. 14. Bro, I'm so tempted to see what's down there. If I survive this, we're going down there. I don't know how, but we're going down there.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley.
It
Still
wasn't
no
the
memory
pink
of this
room,
one.
bro.
Good room, though. A solid room.
This room is pointless because why is there an apple? I just clicked on it's an apple. Oh yeah, these doors don't.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
Make me go back and collect my collectibles that I've already collected. Under the stairs, that's the one. Oh shit, we forgot about this. Hey. Under the stairs. Why is there no collectibles there? You're not actually letting me go past. Under the stairs where I got the fourth one. Okay. Alright. Yeah.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going.
Oh, you know. Oh my
This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines.
Yes,
Oh,
bro.
I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
The exit. Now, why can't I go to? Oh, we're back at the Parables 2 thing. Okay. It's on its own. Yeah, chat, if you didn't know how I look like, that's me, by the way. Get me? I'm here. Out here. You thought Drake can do a statue? I can do a statue, bro. Look at me. Because it's my
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then. But time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more.
It's not, bro.
More memories.
There it got me.
Oh, yes, the 2 doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
When I went to the left, it stayed the same. I went for one of them, back into my office.
And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office?
No, there wasn't.
There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
There was no...
Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy. And I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be.
It's not too late.
I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Hi guys, my name is Stanley. And here's my story. My origins. I'm about to shit. No, joking. Come on. Alright. One last time, yeah?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm not taking a bucket.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
What's this now? No cost efficient. This was yesterday. Oh, so it's back to normal things. I don't remember these things. Let's see. Oh yeah. Using the slides. Yeah. It's back to normal.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Okay. We got that.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
We do that. I quickly checked in here. Let's see what was this. Okay. Oh yeah, that's the purse thing. I open one of these doors. What's up, boss? Ho 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 ho.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, This keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
I've done everything, so you should let me go now. Please let me go. I've done literally everything. I've got the collectibles. I think I found all endings. And he even said himself.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I didn't want to die, so I carried on going.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yes, I did. Turn to my right and press that.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Some of them look like the same room, to be fair. When you look at them. So they just copied and pasted out some of them.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Peace. I'm a bit tired still.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away.
I don't believe you until I feel
even
free.
as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel.
Exactly.
Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps The only thing
It looked a
worth
bit different, but
knowing.
it's the same place.
Stanley stepped through the open door.
I swear it is. I don't know. Looks slightly different. Oh,
Stanley
no.
felt the cool breeze upon
I
his
just
skin.
didn't see the car,
The
the
feeling
house
of
at the side.
liberation. The immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
Exactly.
And Stanley was happy.
You told me this is gonna be the last one. Otherwise, if you come again, we're gonna call it quitters of the hitters, you know, for the chat. I'm sorry. I hope it's the end. Start seeing the credits. Well, I've already seen the credits. Yeah. You know what? On that bombshell, thank you for watching, and I appreciate you, bros and broettes. You know, the girl them and that. But yeah, man, if you like this content and you want to support, man, and all of that, or even just like just want to just show man some love in it and just join the gang, hit that subscribe, man. Like that shit, you get me? But other than that, stay safe, stay blessed, and always stay active in it.